What's up, trader? Welcome back to this new video. Today's video is the first video of weekly forecast for the year. Last week I released the yearly forecast instead of the weekly forecast. So if you go back to my channel, this is a new channel by the way. So I'm talking about this video on my channel. In this video I mark up the big level in higher time frame I will watch in 2026. So if you are interested on, you can go check it. Okay, so to get a better understanding of the direction of the GXY, the US dollar index, I sometimes associate fundamental analysis to interpret that. So let's go to the Forex factory. We had an interesting jobs data last week, I believe. So let's go to the last week. We have job data in US, United States. We had last week interesting data. The average hourly earnings prints 0.3% as expected. We had the NFP, non-farm employment change, which comes out less than expected, which is bearish for the US dollar. We have 50,000 jobs less than we expect. We expect 66,000. So this is bearish for the US. And we also had unemployment rate, which is the surprise of the last week. We have 4.4%, which is lower than we expect. So this is a good number. So when we see in the GXY, we are going to see it on daily. We can see price rise a lot. You can see the last day close bullish. So what does that mean? It simply means that markets interpret that news, that jobs data as bullish. That simply means that if you had a bearish candle last Friday, market will interpret the data, the jobs data as bearish sentiment. So for me, with this structure, with this kind of structure, with the close of a bullish candle, I can interpret my understanding of that is market take this news as a bullish sentiment, which is for me at the for me on Friday at the first scene of this news, I thought it was a mixed sentiment, but when I go back to the structure, I can interpret in another ways because I like to combine what I see, what I have on jobs data and combine it with the analysis, the technical analysis, and the technical analysis responds by a bullish close. So to me, I think the market really pay attention on the unemployment rate. You see? So we have a print of 4.4%. We have a print of 4.4%, which is less than we expect. So remember, a good number of unemployment rates means less people lost a job in US. It also means we still have a good level of consumer, which is good at the end of the day for the economy. So this data is viewed by the market as a bullish sentiment. Okay. And remember, don't forget we still have the Fed meeting in 16 days. So we have a high probability, we still have a high probability to cut rates in, I believe it is in January 28th. Okay, we have 95%, which is very, very high probability to cut rates. So we still have this probability to put it in mind. So for me, based on the data we've got last week, I think I am bullish. I'm bullish right now, not in the long term, but I am bullish right now, and I expect we still continue the bullishness, maybe until the Fed meeting. Maybe we could see price with a rate cut, a new cut. Maybe price will drop very hard from this supply zone. This is what I expect on the long run. Okay, so that's it for the fundamental analysis and my understanding. Let's analyze the GXY. So on the GXY, on the monthly, we still have we have we can see we have a monthly order flow, which I like to mark this line to mark up my order flow. You can see we have a line here with an M, which means we stand for monthly. So this is my monthly order flow. Go back to the weekly. Weekly, I have a weekly order flow. You can see high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We don't even make a higher high here. It's a higher high, but we are not closing above this high. But I still consider it as my weekly order flow. So I expect price to continue with the expansion at least to this zone. Okay. So on top of the fact that we are in the bottom of the monthly channel, so if I zoom out, we can see we touch one time, two time, and this is the third time we touch the bottom of the channel. You can see. Okay. So with all that, we also have price is standing on a demand zone right now. You can see. So I'm bullish on I'm short-term bullish, if I can say that, until we get the 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 Fed meeting. Okay, right now I'm bullish. Let's go to the daily. Do we have on the daily? We can see the daily order flow shift here. You can see we shift here. This is my daily order flow, and then I expect price for me to take a trade. I expect price to at least drop right here on this level on the sell side. Okay, so on the buy side, I expect price to reach this target. This is my last target for the next week. On the sell side, I expect price to reach this level and this level, which will be which is the imbalance. Uh, so on the buy side, I expect price to reach this level. On the sell side, I expect price to reach this level. This level. Let me zoom in and around this imbalance zone. Okay. So let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour, what do we have? We have, you can see we have 4 hour order flow. You can see this 4 hour order flow. So I expect price to retrace at least around this discount zone, which is overlapping with this daily imbalance. This is where I would like to take my to buy dollar. Yeah, so I expect price to reach around this zone to start buying dollar to the upside. But at least my bias for the next week is bullish. Okay, the next one is Euro USD. Euro USD, I am bullish. I have a order flow monthly bullish. You can see price is currently uh, stacking around this level. You can see this. What is this level? This level is simply the order block. You can see we have the volume there. You can see the volume. We have this volume. This is the volume. This is the resistance, which is stopping price right now. So I expect with the power of the dollar right now, I expect at least price to retrace. So I'm bearish on Euro USD for the next week. Let's go to the weekly. What do we see in weekly? On the weekly, what do we see in weekly? We This is my order flow weekly. So this is my order flow weekly, but it's my order flow weekly. But you can see this high didn't really close above this high. If I remove the drawing, you can see it clearly. You can see this high, which is the originate of from this low, didn't break this. We didn't have a close above this, so that's make me very nervous and suspicious of this low. I can expect price to break, not break, or at least sweep this low, because for me this low is not very strong. This is the origin of this move. We didn't close above this high, so that make me very suspicious on this low. So that's why I expect at least a sweep or a run of this low. Okay, so my weekly is still my weekly order flow is still bullish, but that's what is interesting. We can see we have in weekly we have this point of control, which could act as a resistance if price decide to retrace a little bit before dropping lower. You see, on daily, what do we have on daily? We have the daily shift of structure. You can see, so I have a daily order flow bearish, and when I trade, I like to prioritize the daily order flow. Even if I have this weekly order flow, you see, but the moment I have a daily order flow, I like to follow usually I like to follow the daily order flow because it's the daily order flow which work for me, for my strategy, for the way I trade. I find more success with following the daily order flow. Okay, but that doesn't mean the daily order flow will drop forever. That's why I have some demand here. So I expect at least for the following week a drop of the Euro USD. So we have the point of control from the last week, from the last month. We already test this zone. You can see with this week. This is the point of control of the last year, which is a powerful zone. So on the daily, you have the daily order flow. So in 4 hour, what do we have? I expect at least a return of the price around this point of control from the last week. So something like that will be interesting for me to trade. Okay. The next one is the GBPUSD. So GBPUSD in monthly, I have a monthly order flow. You can see from this high to this low, we can see price is currently on a premium zone, which is a good zone to sell price to the downside. So let's go to the before to go down to the weekly time frame. We can notice we have a point of control here. This is the point of control from the last year. We can see right now we are rejecting the monthly candle. We are rejecting the point of control, which is a good sign for the direction GBPUSD want to take. Let's go to the weekly. So in weekly, if we zoom in, we can see, let me zoom out, we can see the weekly order flow. This will be my weekly order flow. The weekly order flow is bullish. You can see we have some room to reach the the discount zone. You see, we have a lot of room to reach the discount zone, so that's why I'm bearish on GBPUSD. So let me zoom in again. So for the next week or the coming week, I expect price at least to retest, not retest because I could see price already retest. We are rejecting right now the point of control. We can see this week we are rejecting the point of control of the last year. So I expect at least maybe a retest and a drop around this zone. See this zone. So this will be my first zone, on my first target on the sell side, and this will be my second target on the sell side on GBPUSD. So let me go to the daily. The daily, I have a daily order flow bearish. This is my daily order flow bearish. So price is currently leaving the premium price to the downside. So the target is still the same. I'm targeting this low. You can see I'm targeting this low. there is a possibility that price retest around. We can see this imbalance zone. Let me remove the. We can see we have the point of control of the last year around this zone. We can see there is another possibility. We can see price retrace around this level before dropping lower. Let's go. Let's go to the 4 hour. In 4 hour, yeah, we didn't have supply. We still have this imbalance where I'm looking to take a short if price reach this zone. So this will be my best scenario. Another scenario is price decide to drop without retracing much directly into the target. This is another possibility. So we will see. And I will not forget we have the point of control of the last week here. So price could also retrace around this level before giving us a good setup to the downside. Another possibility. Okay. So I will pay attention around, but all I want to see is a retracement, at least a retracement, because right now, because this could means that price will retrace this 4 hour order flow which is forming. I don't know if price already formed the order flow or maybe around this level before retracing to the upside. So I need price to retrace a little higher to take a better entry. Okay, let's go to the AUD USD. For AUD USD, we have this monthly order flow. Price is retracing right now. So if I take my Fibonacci tool, we see price is currently in premium zone, and the top of the fact that we can see price is currently rejecting the upper of this channel. Price is currently rejecting the top of the channel. You can see we have a wick. If I get rid of the drawing, you can see you have a wicks on the top of this channel. So this is what we can see on monthly. Let's go down. We have the point of control here, but I think is a bit far away to mark that zone right now. Let's go to the weekly. What do we have in weekly? So this is my order flow weekly. You can see I expect price to retrace around this zone. This is my weekly order flow is bullish. So on the buy side, I have this zone as a target and have another zone in lower time frame. We will see in a minute. On the downside, I have another zone right there. So let's go down to the daily. What do I have? I have a daily order flow. This is my daily order flow. We have, you can see we have some patterns of a ascending channel, which is potentially a reversal pattern. We could see price start to drop, but I'm not so sure because AUD is still strong. So for the plan of this week, I will watch how this imbalance zone, if price could reach this zone, maybe I will find a signal to sell. Okay, we also have the point of control sitting right there around this demand zone. You can see this is very interesting. So let's go to the 4 hour. What do we see in 4 hour? In 4 hour, the same plan. I expect price to retrace, maybe run or sweep this low. This is the 4 hour order flow, and a retrace around this zone, maybe a signal to add to short this market. Okay, so the next pair is NZDUSD. So for NZDUSD, the order flow monthly is bearish. We could see we have some range here, but overall the monthly is bearish. You can see. We zoom in. If we zoom in, we can see we have the price is currently sitting on the point of control. You can see. Let's go down weekly to see it more clear. What can we see? Let me zoom. Remove this. So on the sell side, I have, because I'm bearish on NZDUSD, I have the weekly order flow bearish. We can see bearish. We are bearish on my weekly order flow. I have this zone as my sell side target. On the buy side, I have this zone, but I am more bearish. Why? Because the daily is also bearish. The daily order flow is also bearish. We have this daily order flow. We break this low. That's why we have a daily order flow. And as I said, I like to follow the daily order flow to find my bias. So for me, expecting at least a pullback around this imbalance to sell the market, this will be my ideal scenario. Okay, but we could have another scenario where price decide to drop directly and reach the target before retracing higher. But my ideal scenario still this, the first one. Okay, we also have the point of control here, but I think is very far away to reach, at least for this week. Maybe in the next week, when price we decide to retrace even higher. But for this week, I think this point of control is a very ambitious target on buy side. That's why I prefer price to reach at least this imbalance zone to find my entry to the sell side. Okay, also I think I would like price to reach at least this demand zone for the coming week. Okay, The next one is USDJPY. So USDJPY, I have the monthly order flow is bullish. We can see we are bullish from this low to this high on monthly. We want to target this high, at least this for the monthly target on the buy side. Let's go to the weekly. What do we have in weekly? So weekly, in weekly, I have a bearish order flow. We are ranging in weekly. Pretty much we are ranging in weekly between this level and this level. Price is ranging between this order flow weekly. Okay, you can see. So, but the bias right now is still bullish because we need to take this high. Okay, let's go to the daily. But my daily order flow is bullish, it's still bullish. We have this higher high, higher low. A new higher high is forming with a break of this structure. So I'm bullish on daily. I expect price, as I said, to reach this as my first target on the buy side, and maybe this zone I'm a second target on buy side. On sell side, I have this level. If price decide to retrace a little bit, this zone, we can see the point of control from the last here we is overlapping with this demand. You can see we have a demand here, but I don't think price will drop right now, at least for this next week. I don't think so. This is an ambitious zone, so that's why I will not consider it for now. So I'm focusing right now with this level. Even this level, I don't know if price could retrace because USDJPY is so strong right now, so we could see price going higher without retracing this week. This is a possibility. So let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour, we have the point of control here. Can we see price retrace lower before going higher? I have a doubt, but you know, market do as you want to do. We cannot predict price, but I would love to see price retrace a little lower before taking a trade to the buy side. Okay, but other than that, I'm bullish on USDJPY because the US dollar is bullish, at least to take this high. So in 4 hour, as long as this low is not broken, I'm still bullish on USDJPY. The next one is USDCAD. So USDCAD, I am bullish on monthly order flow. My monthly order flow is bullish, as you can see. We are bullish from this low to this high. Price is currently around the discount zone, so we could expect a little rise on USDCAD, plus the fact that the jobs data on US dollar is positive. So for the next week, I expect bullish on USDCAD. So let's go to the weekly. My weekly order flow is still bullish. You can see my weekly order flow is still bullish. You can see I'm bullish from this low to this high. You can see. For the next week, I expect price to reach this zone on the buy side. Maybe this, I'm not so sure because I have a daily order flow bearish, so that's why I expect price to reach this zone before we have a sell-off. Okay, that's my first scenario. Let's go to the 4 hour. In 4 hour, 4 hour, I expect price to on the sell side reach around this zone before to take a trade to the buy side. That's my ideal scenario that I will looking for this week on USDCAD. Okay, I'm bullish for this week. Also, we can see if we go up to the weekly, we can see we have the point of control from the last year is overlapping with the demand zone. You can see on the 4 hour. So this will be my ideal scenario to take a buy on USDCAD around this zone. Will be my perfect entry. That's what I'm looking for this week or the following week. But if price reach this supply zone before tapping on this demand, I will reevaluate my plan. Okay, the next one is USDCHF. I have my monthly order flow. You can see this is my monthly order flow. I'm bearish. Let's zoom to the weekly. We can see price is sitting right in the demand zone. Let's go back to the past. You can see, I think it is in daily. Let me back. You can see this is a demand zone. We have a demand zone where price is currently sitting. Let's go back to the prison. We can see this large blue zone is the demand zone. So price is sitting on the demand zone. So it's interesting to buy with the fact that US dollar is strong with the jobs data, the unemployment rate specifically for this week. I'm bullish on USDCHF. So what do we have in daily? I have a daily order flow. You can see price is sitting right now between this high and this low. We are ranging right now. What else do we have? We have this point of control from the last here. We see we are moving away from this point of control, which is a good sign. When price break or retest and moving away from the point of control, that usually means there is a high volume injected here. So another confluence for me to be bullish, we leaving gap or imbalance behind. We have a break of internal structure. You can see we have a break of this structure, which is forming the 4-hour order flow in lower time frame. I know it's not clean. Let me clean my chart a little bit so we can clearly see. Here we have the weekly order, the 4-hour order flow. You can see. So I expect price to drop around this on sell side before taking a trade to the buy side. So that's my plan right there. Okay, on USDCHF we also have the point of control from the last week, which is sitting right there, which could be an important zone to watch out. So price could do this rally directly to the target on the buy side for the first plan, for the first scenario. For the second scenario, we could have something like price retrace, decide to retrace on lower time on this sell side zone before looking to the buy side. So the second scenario will be my best scenario. I will want to see price doing this instead of going higher and higher. Okay. The next one for commodities, we have the US oil. US oil is very interesting because when we go back to the last release from the last week, let me go to the last week. Yeah, we are here. Let me tap the how can I US oil. You can see the crude oil inventory from the last week. We could see we have some demand. We can see we have minus 3.8 million of barrel held in the inventory. So that means we have less barrel held than we expected. That means we have some demand last week. So if for the next week we have another positive or another demand, another less inventory, less barrel in the inventory, in the crude oil inventory, we could expect another rise of oil. Let me oil, yes. So we do not have the consensus yet, but you guess what I mean. If in Wednesday around the 4:30 p.m. this is European time zone, if we have a positive or we have less barrel held in inventory, less than expected, we this will simply means that we have another demand on US oil. Okay, so that's why I think I will be bullish with this week on US oil. So if we take from this low to this high, this order flow monthly, we currently sitting around the discount zone. So this is usually a better price to buy. So we can see also have the this point of control from the last year, which could be our target on buy side. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly, we have this as a weekly order flow. This is my weekly order flow. I have a weekly order flow bearish, so I expect, we have my Fibonacci tool, I expect at least a return of price around the 50%, but my first target will be first this point of control of the last year. So plus the fact that price is sitting around another support level. This is a monthly imbalance, we can see this is a monthly imbalance. Let me mark up for you. This is a monthly imbalance acting right now as a support. You can see we reject one time, we reject two times, so I don't really want to sell around this zone. It's not smart to sell around this zone. Okay, so I have the monthly order flow bullish, the weekly is bearish, but we are retracing because I don't think price will drop right now because we are in price is in a support zone. The daily, what do we have in daily? In daily, we have this order flow. Daily, we have this order flow, so I expect at least price to break this before starting to buy US oil. Okay, if we don't break this, I will still bearish on US oil. I need to see a break of this order flow daily to start buying US oil. Okay, let's go down to the, before to go down, we can see we have the point of control of the last month, which is overlapping with this imbalance zone. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hour. What do we have? 4 hour. We also have for the last week, the point of control for the last week is overlapping again with this zone. Okay, so we also have we also have 4 hour order flow. You can see we have the shift of structure. You can see 4 hour is bullish. This is already a good sign to break this high. I don't think this high will hold, but we will see. If you have, as I said, have a good release, a good data on the demand on the crude oil inventory next week, there is a possibility we break this high and even go higher to touch this zone. Okay, so this is the thing I will pay attention. So my scenario will be a return at least of the price around this zone before taking a trade to the buy side. This will be my ideal scenario for crude oil. Okay, we could even have a lower price testing around this open, this monthly and or yearly open before starting to rise again. This will be my ideal scenario. The more we test in a lower price, the more the risk reward will be. Okay, The next one is I already took I want to show you something. I already took my first trade of the year last week. It was Friday. I'm currently in a swing position on NZDCHF, as you can see from my Blueberry broker. As I said at the introduction of the channel, I will break down some trade. I will take whatever it is a win or a loss in a specific video, but I want I want to show you right now I am in position in NZDCHF because I found some opportunities um, at the end of the last week. So yeah, you can see I can show you the platform. So the trade I place in TradingView is directly placed on my Blueberry X, which is the platform I use, the platform of my broker, Blueberry Market. So every trade or every action, because my broker is connected through TradingView, so I can place trade directly on TradingView. I can show you. The instrument I use is NZDCHF.I, which is the instrument I trade through TradingView. This is the instrument of my I can only trade from Blueberry. Okay. Oops. Let me show you. Yeah, I'm already in position. So this is a swing position. So I will break it down later. Okay. So that's it. This is the end of the video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. This will help me know that you appreciate my content and make me keep continue. So thank you for watching. Having a nice trading week and be careful on the market. It was Josue, the part-time trader. I'm out.